Come on, Twitch.
Officially start. All right. We're live on all the things.
All right.
So right now, all of our friends who are with us are looking at a table full of Moldavite and Tektite and meteorite. Did we get the actual? Yes, you did grab the actual meteorite.
Yeah, so a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. This is kind of one of those like buzzwords that's everywhere. So,
oh my gosh, yes.
Okay.
And I think, hey, it'd be great. Thanks for joining. So we're going to go over the properties and the differences because, yes, there are differences. And we might even debunk.
Yes, might even.
Some misinformation that gets spread around a lot. So we have for you today, we have Libyan Gold Tektite. We have everybody, I'm sure everybody on the earth now has probably heard about Moldavite. And that's probably the one we're going to debunk the most.
Yes.
So we have Libyan Tektite, we've got Moldavite, we have like Tektite itself, we have actual like metal meteorite. We've got quite a few different because there's more than some people realize, actually.
Definitely more than some people realize. We'll also talk about the difference between a tektite and a meteorite itself and what makes what, I guess. So, because there's a lot of confusion on that. And then, you know, what is the difference between Moldavite and all these other ones, too. So,
So feel free in the meantime, ask questions. Like if this is all brand new to you, and you're like, why should we care what the difference is? Feel free to ask. But why don't we start? Like, why would somebody want to be working with any of them to begin with?
Well, so definitely a really, really high vibrational crystal, which for those of you who are like familiar with crystal workings in general, which is not actually a crystal, but just for the sake of ease, I'm going to call it that when I'm relating to the other ones, but really helps you to spiritually transform as well as get information from higher realms, from spirit, and just connect us to the universe in general. One of the biggest things about Moldavite that you hear is a lot of fear-based information around it, like, oh, it's going to blow your whole life up. The whole point of Moldavite is to get things out of your way that aren't serving you. When people say like, oh, I got Moldavite and a week later, you know, this person passed away or my car blew up. It's like, that is not, it's like confirmation bias, right? Like something happens that you normally wouldn't attribute to any particular thing. It's just life. But because you have that Moldavite around your neck, we're going to say that's what it is. So it's not something to be afraid of. It's supposed to move you to like higher levels. I often call it the tower card version, like crystal version of the tower card is Moldavite. So, and some of the pieces are here for those who are wondering what it looks like. I'll grab this big one just to give a good example.
And here's another thing to be aware of. If you've been thinking of getting them and you've got, you know, getting a piece of Moldavite and somebody's like, why is it so expensive? Because this is an impact that happened in one place. So the more it's mined out, the more expensive it gets. If you are getting a piece the size of your thumb and you're finding that on Etsy for $30, honey, that is not Moldavite, that is green glass.
Yep. And that is one of the most faked crystals, I think, is Moldavite, aside from maybe like malachite is the one that's normally like faked a lot, but oh, it's not in view. Hold on. I'm trying to put it there so y'all could see it, but yeah, and this can show the difference between the two, you know.
Yeah, so it should have like this nice bubbly green, and if you look at it up close, there should be some bubbles up in there. There are some of us, I'm going to put that down. It is giving me a headache.
Not everyone loves Moldavite, but I do like it. And I think too, like, it's not maybe something that's supposed to be worn all day, every day. But it definitely can help just like move you on to something different. Would it be the first thing I would recommend for you to try if you've never worked with crystals before? Like maybe not, but that being said, like there's really no fear around it. Or there shouldn't be, at least. A lot of people will recommend pairing it with like a garnet or a black tourmaline to help alleviate the effects of that super high vibration. Normally when you're holding it, you'll even feel it going through your hand and kind of in your body, and it actually can make you feel like physical discomfort occasionally. So that's kind of what was sort of happening here. But again, as you keep wearing it, you would get used to it. So I mentioned pairing garnet and moldavite together to help ground you. So let me see if I can try and get a good view of this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this has moldavite and garnet. First of all, like I said, that helps with grounding. It helps to like alleviate some of the not so great effects of it. But the other thing that I really like about it is that most garnet is found in the Czech area, and so is the moldavite. So it's cool to kind of pair two crystals together that are from the same area. You know that they're friends. So that is a really pretty ring, to be honest. Here, let me see if I can put it on to kind of show you what it would look like there. And yes, I'm also modeling other beautiful sterling jewelry from Goddess Elite, but that way you guys can see it. But it's a really pretty design on there too. And I like wearing it on your hands because that's like where you're drawing energy in a lot of the time. So kind of helps with the effect of that. Let me hold it up one more time in case you couldn't see.
And Joseph Hippie, how are you doing? Feel free to ask questions you might have, especially if you've never worked with Moldavite or any of the Tektites. And you know, we keep referencing the difference between a meteorite and a Tektite.
And I have yet to explain it. Do you want to? I can explain that, or if you want to.
So the meteorite is the actual piece that came falling through from space and did the actual impact. Tektites are the product of the melted like earth that formed from the actual impact. So you would have like this one is an actual piece of meteorite. And some of you may even remember this was a 2019, I think, impact that hit over in Russia, and there was like dash cam all over the place for it. This is the actual meteorite. Moldavite is the Tektite that would have formed from it. So the meteorites tend to be more of a metallic, deeper colored look versus like a melted like glass appearance.
Right.
So there is a difference between the two and why their energies will feel different.
Yes. And that's even like you can see like these are both Tektites, and you can see how both of these have like those grooves and everything and like bubbles. You can really tell that they look similar. I'll kind of move into Libyan desert glass now just to show the difference here. So this is like a pendant that we have that has the Libyan desert glass in it. We also have rings with it, but this is like, I'll pull out the big guy here. This is what it looks like just in its regular form here. I will say with the Libyan desert glass, what's nice is you can kind of get a larger piece for a little bit cheaper price, which is great if you want to work with Tektites, but maybe aren't ready for Moldavite yet. Libyan desert glass is a perfect substitute. They used to actually find like pharaoh breastplates and stuff adorned with the Libyan desert glass, as well as lapis lazuli, because those are obviously super popular or well used crystals at that time. But what was really cool about this when I was researching it is it is pretty much made of silica. And in order to have something made completely of silica like that and have it melt, you have to get to 1600 degrees Celsius, which is very, very, very hot. And that is actually like the hottest temperature out of all the igneous rocks that are found on Earth that would be needed in order to like create this. So that is, they aren't 100% sure because it's from so long ago, but that is why a lot of people think that this Libyan desert glass is a result of a meteorite crashing. And now a lot of people get into like conspiracy theories and stuff about that. I won't get into that so much, but I will kind of just tell you what they say because, why not? But some people believe, they believe that the pyramids were a result of like alien contact in Egypt, right? So some people say that impact was actually a spaceship. Do I believe that? Not necessarily, but really cool to just talk about anyway. And I think it's just awesome that it's so old. It kind of helps you to, I think, connect with ancestors, connect with your Akashic records, past lives, and then also just raise your vibration. I will say, too, it's not as jarring as Moldavite is. So it definitely has more calming energy. It might be good for people that dislike that Moldavite feeling.
Sean's like, yes, tell us.
So yeah, that's this guy. This one is 170. So a piece of Moldavite this big would be probably, what would you say, like $600 to $700 probably.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean when I say Libyan desert glass is really great. Kind of substitute, but it does have different properties than Moldavite as well. So like it wouldn't completely substitute it, I guess, but it just would be a good option for somebody starting out. And then just to kind of show what we have available, we do have some of that here. Now these are not priced yet. If you're interested in one of these pieces, let us know and we can price it out for you. So that is the Libyan desert glass there.
I didn't hear that one, Sean. He's like, I heard the Twin Towers was a spaceship. Hey, Chris.
I just got deja vu. That's weird.
You got deja vu?
Yeah, I just got crazy deja vu.
Chris, we're going over Moldavite and Tektites. And I'm letting Emily touch everything so I don't have a headache.
These are some of the other pieces of Tektites that we have that you could work with that are really affordable. So these ones are $7 a piece, I want to say. These, I like the color of these better. These are larger, but either way, still super high vibrational. The one thing that's cool about these, like Tektites in general, but especially these black ones, in my opinion, because I associate black with like protection and stuff from negativity. These ones are $5, same thing though, is it's supposed to fling things off of your energy field. So where black tourmaline just kind of creates a shield, a Tektite, when you hold these, it's like, nope, not even getting in here, like literally going to cleanse you, basically. Feels really, really cool to hold. I love them. Kind of talk highly enough about them because, again, like they're only $5. They are not, again, going to be the same as like a Moldavite would be, but still a lot of benefits.
Yeah, it's going to help. Like if you are trying to get in touch with the Starship Alliance or the Starseed, that's still not the right. What is the alliance that everybody talks about? It's still going to help you, but it's kind of like a slow rise rather than like being shot up.
Yeah.
Your stomach is still on the ground.
Yeah.
So it's a more slow, controlled getting you there. And it's probably like the only one on the table that I can handle without an issue.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of bummed that like Moldavite, hitting the table, is back to giving me a headache because I purposely did the whole keeping a piece in my pocket to become desensitized. Because let me tell you, it's a pain in the ass when you're trying to shop for a stone and it's almost like this allergic reaction happens every time you touch it.
You're like, other people like this. I need to get it for somebody.
So, I can go to gem shows and they're like, real. And I'm like, I can prove you wrong real quick if I touch it.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah. But the Moldavite, or I'm sorry, the Tektite, like it's not as cool and as pretty maybe, but it has its own coolness to it.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
It still has things to offer. So it's almost like it keeps you a little bit grounded while heightening that awareness and helping you do that work.
Right. Which is so important. That's even why I was saying like before, like black tourmaline and garnet maybe with your Moldavite piece is a great idea. Moldavite is one of those crystals that gets paired with other things very often because its energy does work well with other crystals because honestly, most of the time it's kind of that dominant energy. So I do really appreciate that. But these are some that we have of like Moldavite paired with Herkimer diamonds. So both really high vibrational crystals, really, really, really pretty together as well. Let's see, this is a little smaller piece. So this one here is 200. This one is 240. But absolutely love those pieces. And those are relatively new too. So if you haven't been to the store in a few months, probably haven't seen these, but I really like them.
They'll be up on the site soon.
Yeah.
Like they're that new that they haven't been pictured and put up yet.
Right. And that goes for most of the stuff like on here. If anything isn't on the website, but you did want to purchase, feel free to DM us on Instagram, Facebook, send a whisper on Twitch. Basically just get in touch with us and we will find a way to get that out to you. Because, we wouldn't want somebody to not get something just because it's not on the website. We're always here and willing to help as far as that goes. So this is just like a raw Moldavite pendant. We do have quite a few of these ones. People really like this because it keeps that natural shape. So these are nice. And as it says, it's courage, adventure, enlightenment, and determination. So it will enlighten you. It will change your life, but it's also going to give you the courage and determination to like make the changes that you need to. That is why Moldavite is so important. So I really love those. Like this even more. Some people are not partial. What's the word for let's say like the polished Moldavite isn't their favorite. I think it works just the same and is really visually appealing because it's such a nice dark green. I feel like the camera's probably not doing it justice right now, but if you can see it, it's a really nice green in there. So let's see. Got this drop pendant here. That are two very nice pieces of Moldavite. And the price on this is excellent because this has been here for a little bit waiting for its perfect home. So it's $175 for this guy. So I would, if you like it and you're trying to get a piece, this would be a great time to snag this one up. Because since the price of Moldavite is rising because of how much it's being mined, might be a good idea to get this before it's gone. So yeah, that is a very decent size for the price on that.
Yeah, the spike that everybody saw like a couple years ago is because it went viral on TikTok.
Yep.
Which caused the demand, right? And if anybody that's taken an economics class, demand directly affects pricing.
Right.
So that's why. And the more a single impact crater is mined out, then the higher it's going to be because there's less of it available.
Yeah, that is a non-renewable resource. You can't just get that again, until I guess you could, but
you would need another meteorite to hit in that same area to cause that same chemical reaction.
Exactly. So limited resource, we'll say, and definitely worth it to get the piece when you find it because
I feel the same way, Sean. He's like, TikTok is so cool.
Yeah, but we were laughing the one time because people were coming in for like carnelian. A lot of people will say malachite's energy is similar to Moldavite, and I'm like,
no, it's not.
No, it's not. Like, not to me at least. It brings transformation, but I think it's a different type of transformation. Where malachite is more like the emotional, Moldavite is like everything.
I've always had Libyan Tektite in the store. And there were a few pieces that just kind of were always sitting in the back. People liked them, but just they wouldn't go home with it. And then all of a sudden there was a Sunday where I had like 3 people coming. Yeah. Do you have Libyan? And I'm like, how did you hear about it? Like TikTok, I'm like, of course you did.
Of course. Even I've had it, All right. So this one, I'm going to butcher this. I'm so sorry. I'm trying. Move on. Oh my gosh.
You're fine.
Help me. It's a meteorite. Listen, I'm going to show you and you can tell me how you think that's pronounced.
It doesn't help the text.
No, the text can't tell if it's a U or a V. Okay, hold on. Muanyalusta. I'm so sorry. Meteorites. I tried. This is an actual piece of meteorite. This is an iron meteorite, which is really great because iron is super protective and just good for us to have on, in my opinion. Also on the back of this, it says this would be a really good one for like astrologers, which I like that stuff a lot. So I learned something new too. But that would be great for cosmic witch, people who are into astrology and just want to kind of have that more of a connection with the celestial bodies, luminaries, planets, stuff like that. Give it a whirl. This is actually the same type of thing, these ones. But this is, yeah, okay, this is the same one as this one here. So an iron meteorite. So that's actually, I'm going to call it a Swedish meteorite instead of the other one. But those are found in Sweden. So yeah, really cool.
This could all be you or these for all we know.
Yes, exactly. This is, okay, the Campo del Cielo meteorite. That one's easier to say. These are really cool. Again, an iron meteorite. So there's this one here. This is
radioactive. Don't worry.
This one is from Russia. So this just gives an example of like how wide of a variety there are, that they're all from different places, which I think is really cool because you kind of different energy wherever you go, right? So, oh, and apparently the Campo del Cielo meteorite is known as the Phoenix Stone. Teaches us how to persevere with resilience through difficult, challenging times and turn painful experiences into a beautiful and powerful view. So that's really cool because it's all about transformation, right? Just like Moldavite is. Obviously, I think everything's really cool today. I'm sorry, I can't stop saying it. But so that's my descriptor today. But anyway, I like that it talks about resilience and perseverance. Just want to touch on more of the positive sides of Tektites, of meteorites, of Moldavite, because again, so many people have fear about it. The other thing too is like you can get that crystal all you want, the meteorite or the Tektite or whatever, but the chaos kind of comes from you in a way. You got to go with the flow, in my opinion, and just let it do what it's supposed to do and not have so much like clinging on, because it is in our best interest, just like with the Tower card in tarot. Would it come crumbling down if the foundation wasn't cracked? If it's meant for us, it is meant for us. And if it's not, then Moldavite will shove it out of the way.
So the iron meteorites, just a quick. So there are some people like our friend Zach, who like crystals don't work a whole lot for him. So but minerals do. And iron would fall more onto the mineral side.
Right.
And so he is more grounded with iron and mineral than stones. So for some people, if you're like, just they don't work, try a mineral. Be it copper, iron. I just made a new word, iper, because why not? So if you're like, I'm a little worried, try one of the iron meteorites instead, especially if you're not ready to have everything kind of come at you all at once.
Yeah, it's a little bit gentler. Like Melissa was saying, just a little bit more grounding. Because like iron, I could be wrong, but I'm 90% sure is what's in hematite, right? And can make it so grounding. So if you resonate with those kind of crystals, would really be a good one for you to have on you. Again, just help you connect to the universe a little bit more, but it's just a little bit gentler. So
right. So if you have any questions, guys, feel free to ask.
Yeah.
Because we kind of went through the ones that we have here, showing examples.
This is one I brought, actually. So this is not a Tektite. It's not a meteorite. It really...
I forgot about the feather.
Yes, I put this in this category because it feels similar to me, even though it's not actually in the same category. So phenacite, or I say phenacite, but that's probably not how you pronounce it. I don't know. Yeah, not really sure. But either way, this is one of the highest vibrational crystals they've pretty much ever found. I was here one day and I just was looking through the case, as I do, shopping for myself. And I had picked this up and I was like, whoa, my gosh. So I had to look it up because I was like, what is this, right? Why does it feel like this? Even more of a reaction than Moldavite to me. So apparently, yeah, one of the highest vibrational crystals around. It literally feels like it's actually vibrating and moving in your hand. But it really helps you connect to the astral realms, helps you connect to your guides, ancestors, and just open up your abilities in that way. So definitely one I would recommend if you're trying to really focus on like the intuition side of things. So we do have a few different ones. Again, these probably are not on the website. If you want one, just message us. We will take care of it for you. But it ranges, let's see, this one's 87. This one's 75 and 95. So that is one I've been to a lot of metaphysical shops, crystal shops. Anytime I travel, I make a point to find the most popular metaphysical shop and then some hole in the wall ones too in the cities that I go to. I've never seen that anywhere else. So it is not a very common one. You probably have not heard of it just because it's not talked about as much, but truly feels super, super high vibe. Like, again, even more so than Moldavite to me, but everybody's different. So what you like or what vibes with you might not be the same as for me or Melissa or Eileen out there. So, just kind of don't always take our word for it. Also, we're always open to people like holding them and feeling them in store. So if you come into the store and you want to feel what I'm talking about with this, ask me. I will open the case up, open the bag, and put it in your hand, and you'll immediately know what I'm talking about. Same goes for the Moldavite and the Living Desert Glass. So if you kind of want to know what actually feels right for you, you are more than welcome to hold them, whatever you need to do to make your choice. So, Oh, I didn't show the rings. That is one thing. Yeah, the Living Desert Glass rings and this pendant. So we have those as well. It's really cool jewelry. People ask a lot of questions about it when you wear it because it's not very common. I'm trying to make sure I'm in shot here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got its own unique, like opaque yet clear.
Yeah. Yeah, really cool.
If you like honey and yellow
colored
stones and jewelry.
Yeah, these ones are super cool.
Yeah, but that's kind of all that we had. So if
Yeah.
you got questions, go ahead and ask.
Or even commentary on your own experiences with these lovely Tektites we have.
Like Chris, do you have a piece? Because I know you do like tarot and spiritual work, and Sean, I wonder if you already have a piece. Like, if you do you want to share?
Yeah.
And that being said, like that piece that I was purposely trying to decide, I have no idea where it's at. Now that I'm sitting here, I'm like,
it said nope.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Goodbye forever.
No idea.
Yeah, I will say too, like these aren't the only ones I would recommend to like connect with like your guide, spirituality. I did just find a giant bag of apophyllite. So this is just a side note because some people have asked me about this and we didn't know where it was at, didn't know we had it. But that's just a side note. If you wanted a bigger piece of apophyllite and we only had the teeny guys, we have the big ones now. Again, a really, really high vibrational crystal. That's kind of what the phenacite reminds me of, actually. But even more, again, like even more so. So.
Right. Yeah, we were going over Moldavite and other stones
Tektites
from space that were created from impact, and kind of debunking some stuff maybe.
Yeah.
Like Moldavite is not going to ruin your life just because it's near you or you own a piece. Like that's not how it works.
Other debunk, you can't find a piece this size for $40. It's not Moldavite.
It is not. It is piece of green glass, probably from China.
As Eileen would say, a Heineken bottle is what she calls it.
Somebody went and grabbed a Heineken bottle out of the and tumbled it out. I'm like, look.
That's what she said. They're Rolling Rock or something.
Okay. Yeah, so these little guys right here, these are black Tektite. So these are similar to Moldavite, but a much slower like raise of consciousness, right? So it's not going to shoot you through the roof. It's probably one of the few that I can actually hold and not get an immediate headache from. Then we have some iron actual meteorite. So the difference between meteorite and Tektite is like, this is the piece that fell from space and actually, caused the impact. And then Tektites are what are the resulting area around.
Yeah, this is another meteorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's really cool. I don't think this is like so doing it justice because it's wrapped to look like a little star, like a luminary of some kind, right? And then there's these little like designs or etchings on it. I can't even explain it, but it looks like it would be from space. That's all I'm saying. It looks like a part of a spaceship, and it's really cool. So
yeah. So, and then of course we have like Moldavite. You know, we've got it in jewelry and you know, separate little pieces, and then
this one for a steel. And then also if you work with like the Egyptian pantheon, here is a Eye of Horus Moldavite.
with a little bitty Moldavite eye.
Yeah. And all of this jewelry is sterling silver too, just so all of y'all are aware. So if you want to wear it consistently, it's not going to tarnish and stuff like that, which is what I like about that, because nobody wants a really nice Tektite or crystal or whatever in some crappy metal that is going to end up not like looking nice in a couple of years. So that's what I like about the fact that it's sterling, but also just having a piece like this, you can always wrap it, put it in a cage. I get nervous with that just because of the price point.
Yeah.
Like that's why I normally would want it set in something, or
I would say like those little pieces, like get you one of those locking lockets.
Right.
I cringe every time I see, and it's usually a younger person
in a cage
who wants to take this $92 stone and shove it in one of those expandable cages that are $2. And I'm like, honey, that's gonna fall through the side the first chance.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be okay. Okay, it'll be okay.
And it's like, I guess you could put one of these big ones in it, but then at that point it's like, just pay for a nice thing to put it in, you know, or even a medicine bag at that point, because at least it's like an enclosed pouch. So I actually have like a necklace thing, like a medicine bag, but it has a zipper. So mine, when I wear it, it's zipped closed.
It's still contained.
Yes.
It's not just gonna fall through.
Right. You have to be careful with that.
But yeah, ask questions, because I know we had some friends coming in
Yeah.
a little later. If you've never heard about it, if you are like, space rocks.
Yes.
Probably showing my age there with a Muppets reference.
It's like just showing kind of some of
like
it.
and how similar yet different they can all look.
Yeah.
Some of these, like I can only get my hands on them when I go to certain types of shows, and there's like one or two vendors that I have to look for because I know that they're genuine, and the fact that their supply can be so limited. So some of these, like once they're gone until I run into that particular person again.
This one's really cool. Nickel iron.
So they're always on my list to go hunt down. Like as soon as that plane lands and I pick up my rental car, when I hit, you know, Phoenix and I'm heading to Tucson, like they are the first ones I go stalk down and go, what you got? What you got? What you got?
Yeah.
So
these are very
cool. Emily's now personal.
Yeah, sorry. If it shows how much I like it, you should, considering I can't contain myself. But I was looking at this one because anyone who popped on, I guess, then they said that this is a really good one for like astrologers or people who like astrology or want to connect with like celestial bodies, that kind of thing. So this is super cool. It's only $50. I was obviously looking for myself too, but there's like a lot of these are priced very nicely.
So if you find later that you have questions or there was a certain piece that you're like, it called to me, I didn't say anything then, you know, you can send us some sort of message on whatever platform. Otherwise, you can email at info@goddesssealy.com and describe the best you can which piece you were interested in, if there was this particular one. Because what we can do is like send pictures.
Right.
And you can say it was that one. And
yeah, like we have a store phone that we'll use for that. Obviously, I'm not going to blast it on Twitch right now, but if you message us and want to purchase something, you know, we could give you that number so we can text back and forth and send pictures and stuff like that.
Which we have done.
Yes.
We can also go live like individually, like us and you, and show you the things, and that way you're not like pressured up against everybody else on 8 other platforms.
Right.
So not a big deal. We do take the time to do that quite often for people.
Yes.
But yeah, that's what we got for you today. That is our Friday afternoon rock talk.
Yeah, I guess we didn't realize how many we really had until We
Yeah.
put them all out on the table. I'm like,
well,
oh,
that just looks like a cluster.
yeah.
We
There
should've
was
made that
some
look prettier.
organization to this, but when they're a bunch of tiny little pieces, it's kind of hard to make the display
I
cute.
promise we're pros. I promise. Hey, Sandy. But yeah, feel free to send a message. But do we know what the topic is for next Friday? Have we decided?
I think Ash might have picked something.
Yeah, Ash will be back for next Friday,
Okay.
right? I think so. We'll have to find out.
We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, 'cause she's getting ready to go back to college, so some of her availability is shifting, which is why
Yeah.
I'm back on the background. But yeah, different topics every Friday about 1:00. Could be stones, could be other sorts of practices. We've covered like protection, we've covered abundance,
Yeah.
back to school. And you can go back and watch those on the YouTube. They live there
Yeah.
forever. I know on Twitch they're about 2 weeks and then it kind of falls off.
Mm.
And it should live up there on our Facebook too as well. So if you missed some of the past ones, you can always go back and watch those.
Yeah. We try and keep it like pretty
Hi,
a wide
Tracy.
variety.
Thanks for stopping in.
Hello.
Yeah. But you can also send over a message and be like, hey, can you guys cover this? If you don't want to ask publicly, you can send that and we will just act like it was our idea so we won't write you out.
Exactly.
But yeah, feel free to send in suggestions of what you would want to hear and you just haven't seen that covered because we've got the people to talk about it.
Yeah,
We've
pretty
got a wide
much.
array.
Yeah, we do have quite like a wide variety of people with a wide variety of practices, and we are all so different. So, you know, like if you want to hear more about astrology, I will talk your ear off about that. Eileen loves to talk about crystals. Ash is into the money and love magic. I like the shadow work stuff. So, again, wide variety. Just let us know what you want to hear about.
Mm-hmm. We've got the shaman talks now at Thursdays at 10 a.m. We've got the Woo Woo Wednesday evenings at 7. That's only on Twitch, but general rambling about woo woo stuff, metaphysical, and card readings, all for free Wednesday evening on Twitch. But yeah, send us a message. Let us know what you want to hear, what you want to learn about, what you want to pick brains about.
Yeah.
And we will find the people. We've got them. Well, thanks for joining, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We're going to go help Eileen, who's out there running the store by herself. We abandoned her to come talk about meteorites.
Said bye.
Yeah.
Talking about Tektites. See ya.
Right?
Right, bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.